Groundhog Day, but I think I'm going to call it Leticia Day. Well, apparently she can fake it until she makes it and get out of it 3 days someplace. So I said that was one of the two, and well, it is so. And she's back, and she had her babble, and I wasn't going to bother with it because it was more many a babble. And she had a salad, and I kind of expect her to rear her curly head, just saying. So here we are. Now, not sure if it's a good thing, not sure if it's a bad thing, but it is a thing. Let me get chat up. I was waiting until other people had stopped their lives. Making sure no one started alive in the last few minutes, and it looks like that everyone else is done. They've all decided to go to bed, and good for them. Hello, Ronnie. Hi. Hello, Mariposa. Hello, Let It Go. Hello, Melissa. Well, we will. First we'll get on the overview for Leticia. I mean, I can't say I have much faith in the system, but it does tell me that Leticia can control herself when she wants to. Because this has been my big test for a while. I wanted to see if she got in someplace serious, if she could ever pass the 3-day. And that tells me she can. Which that tells me her schizophrenia isn't as bad as it's made out to be. And all the rest of it's her just gaming and trolling people to get what she wants out of life. Hello, Monica. Yeah, we'll get to that here in a bit. But, we actually have Leticia out, so there's a topic. And I really do expect her to show up at some point, either in video or live. Hello, yeah, Mom. Hello, Jesus. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Princess. I'm a tired kitty. I've napped on and off, but I've kind of cat napped, where you just sleep for about 15, 20 minutes and get up and do that on and off. And I got Summer in the other room because she's sleeping on top of me, and that kitty is just so hot. Well, I only saw the one video, so let me go over here. Oh yeah, the now what? I had forgot about that. Well, it was forgettable, so yeah, it is. And eating a salad bowl in her hour and 14-minute live, which after I started to go live, but I was really, really tired, and I listened to about 6 or 7 minutes and realized that we were just back at Mania Talk, so I wasn't going to bother. The melon was very good. Now, the box of produce that they sent me was all ready to eat. So, it's one of those things to where normally I like to stretch stuff out, but it's like everything in it needs eat, and it needs eat now. So, I'll get to it. Oh yeah, I just took because I was just sitting here waking up and trying to get coherent, and I just took my finger run across, and if she was just chewing, then I don't need to see it. I'm sure it didn't even give her a view. Hello, Kentucky. How are you today? Now, like I say, Leticia's out, and I don't believe in the system anymore. Now, this is the issue that I might make a video out. The lesson that's being taught to Leticia. Leticia is being taught right now she can just keep manipulating her way however she wants. I can see how she's deluded and just think that the system caters to her. Because on a certain level it has. But only when she's been pregnant. Notice that. And as she admitted in one of her last lives, she did say that she had a breeding fetish. So this is not going to end. We're going to have round 2, 3, 4, and it's going to be until menopause. She's, what, 35 now? So, we could have about 9 more years of Leticia going around breeding the country. Well, no, quarter, many times it's better. But, on the channel, I do many times what we call ARC content. So if people, like a year from now, want to go to my channel, they can just slowly see the ARC, and, I'm documenting it. And what I'm really doing now at this point in her journey is the failure in the system. And that will basically be the topic of my next Leticia vid. It's just, I need a little time to stew about it and to think proper words. Because if I was to do that, like say, in the next 12 hours, I would be reactionary and I would not be more down the middle. So I'll wait a day or two, and then I will do a Leticia vid. I will think out all of the points about it and how the system has failed it and what impression this gives Leticia. Because once again, these impressions is going to form what Leticia is going to do in the future. So that's why I'll think about it for a couple days, try to play it down the middle, look at the dynamic, and try to plot where this is going to go. But the fact that she's now admitted what I had known, that she has a breeder fetish, this is just chapter 2 in the book. And we look at it as chapter 1, and chapter 1 being the prelogue, which in really it is. If I wrote Leticia the novel, everything up to her YouTube would have been the prelogue. And here we are at chapter 1, and we're pretty deep in chapter 1, and our 9-month-long chapter 1. Well, I will let it go here in a bit. Let it go, but because I do expect Leticia to come on at some point with content. So I want to get the overview out and the commentary out. For many of the people are just going to watch the live and replay. That's really what they're going to be here for, and not my day-to-day. But once again, waiting on Leticia to come on. That will make actually good waiter content for me to talk about everything today. Now, Leticia, of course, is being Leticia, and once I said before early in the live, she can control herself. That was, if she would have got committed, that would have shown me she can't control herself. But she can. I might feel like stuffing someone in a dumpster at some moment, but I don't. I have control. And it shows me right there, when Leticia gets in front of the authority figure, remember what I said about the nuns? That she would play them, and then she would get in front of them. Yes, sister. No, sister. And this is what she's done in this case. It's just not with nuns. It's with mental health professionals. Hello, DC. So, this is the issue with her, and once again, I was hoping that she would be in some sort of watchful care until the baby was born, and the system let her out again. And this is why I'm waiting a couple days, and I'm going to do the video on how the system has failed her, the impression that it gives Leticia, and what it will probably make her do. And this is going to be one of these non-fun vids. Remember I say interesting, informative, or entertaining? It's not interesting. It is not going to be entertaining, but it will be informative. So that's why I have to say, see those vids that are just such a grim material that I can't make it entertaining or humorous. I have to give out the grim reality. Those for me are the suck vids because there's no bright point to the vid. But once again, when people come back a year later, because once again, we're only in the early chapters of Leticia. Much like in Amberlyn Reed, in the years to come, there's going to be people that's going to try to research and find out about what happened firsthand. And that's one thing that my commentary will do. It will show someone the arc that developed as it happened. Hello, Monkey Boy. Hello, Robert. So, I mean, like I said, as a creator, for me, these are the YouTube suck videos. Now, they're too serious, damn it. But we have to live with it. And as we say in the Boyd, it is what it is. God, it's good we say it because I don't really want to know what Leticia is at this moment. Now, she definitely seems to me to be a schizophrenic that plays at things a lot. Now, I'm also, see, this is one thing I've been wondering. Remember how she always acts like magically she gets slipped the sausage? I wanted to see if she would come to that bullshit to them. And I don't think she did. So, where before I thought that her schizophrenia was causing her to believe this, I think she just says it. Well, yeah, your name here. And that's another reason why when I came live now, I was saying that I expect her to come out with some content while I'm live. And that's why I was telling everyone else when they were asking me questions. I'll talk about me in a little bit because I'll need something to kill the time while we wait on our new queen of YouTube. Our evil queen of YouTube. Oh, man. Well, she's liking the AdSense money. And she's actually getting now to where if she really would put on her, with her super chats, she can get $600 to $1,200 a month. Because that's what Rich Life of Road Trips was pulling down on a channel of a similar size. Well, thank you, Chief Arrowhead. Well, Ken, she's a manipulator. That is all she is. That's all she's ever been. You see, I have to kind of go with a worst case assumption. But as I've gone on, I am seeing a Leticia that can control herself when she wants to. Now, from what I gathered from her talk, the cops watched her live before they pulled up. They intentionally waited to pull up until the live was over. I respect that out of the cops. I like that. I mean, that was actually, being a good cop. You were sitting back, you were getting all the information, you weren't taking other sides, you waited until there would be no public scene, and you went up there and you quietly got the dumbass. Now, unfortunately, they let her out, which shows me that she can lie to them well. And if she can do that, that shows me there is a much higher level of self-awareness than I gave her credit for because of her schizophrenia. Just like I said, my dealer's wife, she is schizophrenic. So I have had now, she's fine. She's on medication. It's just like talking to me or you. But she would explain to me what her mind would see things as. And once again, where I mentioned that my friend's wife, who's schizophrenic, is just like you or I, she can completely control herself in all situations. And you know what? I think Leticia could too, if she wanted to. But once again, after she got that diagnosis, she's just trolling the universe. What can I get away with? Hello, Jesse. Hello, Quirky. And hello, anyone that I did miss. My apologies. Yes, your name here. And this is what I'm believing. And this is what I've wanted to know since she went in. Could she pass a serious evaluation and get out in 3 days? Because if she can, then she is competent. See, that's where Princess Leticia kind of fucked up. Like with me, because that's what I've been wanting to know. Is she responsible for her actions? And for the fact of the matter that she could get out on an observation in 3 days shows me legally that she is responsible for her actions and that she is completely functional enough. Hello, Tattoos and Unicorn. So yes, your name here. I mean, it's a good eye, but that is basically what I have wanted to know. Because many times, if you ever think Roger's acting strangely with a question somewhere, I'm trying to learn something. And this is what I wanted to know once, for a long time. I wanted to see her get a serious 3-day evaluation and see if she came out the other side. Because it tells me what kind of starbelly sneetch she is. And this is a lying ass sneetch. Just saying. Hello, Pindar. Well, yes, Quirky. I mean, that would be, if you're trying to sum it up in as few words, you have it. Actress. Now, she's been doing this her entire life. She started with the nuns. And that's one reason why she has that extra hard-on for religion. And that, as you know, you can use religion to justify anything. Just ask Jimbo. Now, you notice that Jimbo doesn't use religion to validate the 12-year-old girl. He tries to use Kentucky law. Well, Montressa, Leticia's not bipolar. Leticia's just schizophrenic. And an asshole. Now, those two together is why she acts out. You think I'm crazy? You know how she acts like that? I'm not responsible. I have delusions. Because she was told that on paper. And once again, no one bought her magical bullshit, so they said she had delusions. So now that's on a medical form, she pretends to have delusions. Well, yeah, Kentucky. Oh, I'm sure she is. I mean, totally. Now, let me flip out for a minute and see if Crazy Cakes... I'm usually fairly responsible when it comes to referring to the mentally ill, but you will notice that certain creators... I won't, and I'll call her Crazy Cakes. Just saying. Now she's been 2 hours ago eating her salad bowl, and it's 10:12 where she is and after dark. Now, there is a question on where is she going to go? Is she going to have contact with her family, and is her father's part of the family that moved to Illinois going to take her in? I'm pretty sure there's multiple households, 2 I know of, and there could be possibly more. Well, yes, Pindar. And that's what she's been doing ever since she was young. And once again, I was trying to see, because, a real person, as I mentioned, I know schizophrenics. A real schizophrenic would have told schizophrenic things to them and probably gotten them held. Maybe not for, ever, but, some extra days so they could get a proper diagnosis so they could set a medication. Because, if they had kept her, in reality, I would have made a vid saying, I only expect her to be in there a week or two. Enough for them to get proper medication, proper diagnosis to get her proper medication. But because she could skate out of that in 3 days, shows me she don't need any of that. Well, yeah, Matressa. My friend's wife, as I said, she explained to me as she saw everything when she was at her worst. Now, once again, Leticia always pretends to be at her worst. I mean, how many times have we heard I'll whatever myself in whatever creative ways now. And I think the last one was like self-immolation. Oh yes, Mariposa. When that hits her, now the thing is, the only thing to worry, if she screws up, puts herself in a bad position, and then needs help, which she is completely capable of without schizophrenia. Because her judgment is, shall we say, flawed in the extreme. Well, let it go. That's why she went to Illinois, because it's outside of the 500 miles of the bench warrant. They're not going to cross that many state lines to get her. And she'll stay running. She will. And she'll probably stay out of that state for several years. Now, we know her daughter's about 10 now. And if she stays out of the state, she can show back up in Arkansas when she's about 17. I know it's plotting far in the future, but yes, if she stays gone and out of the jurisdiction, she could just not go there for 7 years and have all of this go away. And, there's people that I do know that moved down here just to get out of such. And they'd come down to, the Ernie area of Kentucky, and they'd wait out their warrants for 7 years. And then they could go back and go wherever they wanted to after that. Well, during my time, she could be in transit. Now, if we hear nothing from her, then she's on the move. So it is possible she will go back to Oklahoma or Arkansas. Honestly, I mean, she has been like a moth to the flame there, but the thing is her court date. It all depends on how bad she wants to stay out of jail. Really. And what she thinks she can get away with. Because it's not no longer about smart, but what impression has gotten into her little curly head. Well, she has to have a co-signer. And since mother is having to pay the payments, that's where it is always told Roger that mother is the co-signer on that vehicle. You remember she was always the mega support system behind the scenes, adding up what mom was paying for her, was taking up most of mom's income. And then she was Leticia was complaining to mom when mom had to have been putting out at least half of her income for Leticia. So that's kind of where we stand with her. Now, we'll see what she does. And in reality, I didn't say it until someone mentioned about her traveling, but my expectation is if there's no Leticia until tomorrow, she is traveling somewhere. And we will see. Now, she got her YouTube money, so that's going to have her good for a little bit. Now, once again, before she leaves, she will want to buy as much pot as she can get. And her typical thing is buy every dime she has in pot and then come back and ask you for stuff. So that is something I also do expect from her. You know, if she does travel somewhere else, this is one of the extra things that I expect. Now, she might just go ahead and buy the pot and then start traveling and then get halfway, down the road to halfway where she's going and say, help me Facebook, Go all Ernie on us. But it's all what she's going to do, and at this point, it's whatever impression has got into her silly curly head. So that's when, when I can't plot it out, I will tell you. And at this point, what she is going to do is depending on the impression that she got from her 3-day stay. And in my personal opinion, she thinks she's 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Opinion. And that's purely opinion. Because if you ask me to back that up, I have to say that I really don't have anything there. But in my thoughts, she thinks that she can get away with anything right now. She thinks she's Hunter the fucking Biden. I expect her to have like 3 tons of crack and a hooker. Or 80 hookers. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine, from what I could imagine, her mind, her fantasies is going to go wild with what she can get away with. Now, I'm glad she didn't fight at the gym, but once again, she's probably going to go back to that gym before she goes anywhere. And I'm pretty sure that was in the same plaza where the cops talked to her at. So if she does go to that plaza, she probably won't stream too. Well, yeah, hell, that's basically it. And that's where, Roger's like, wow, could the system fail the earth to any more? And at this point, personally, I think all of our systems, governmental to mental health, all need looked at and revamped. I don't think doctors should make millions of dollars, and lawyers either. But I don't think their education should cost that much either. I mean, hell, it's all in a book. Well, Kentucky, she wants all of the things that go with it. Now, remember, the prelogue, her first attempt to trap a man worked. She caught the man. She destroyed his life for 4 years. And then decided to go burn the crib, and that was her downfall. And she got put into the system. And this has been her attempt at revisiting that. She thought, I'll lose a lot of weight, I'll score a man, I will trap him with a baby. I mean, when I was young, the baby trap was a common thing. And before DNA tests, most of the men that got baby trapped were not even the father. Well, if she can Princess Mariposa, she will. And she'll use it to get aid in facilities. But if she has to support the baby, she'll throw it in a catapult and shoot it at the castle wall. Well, Dave, she will if she can. I mean, she will. Because it's like here in Kentucky, a woman with 3 babies, with 3 kids, gets $600 a month in food stamps. That's enough to make the entire family fat. And that was before COVID. So I bet you they give more than that 600 now. I'm not sure, but I'm betting. And yeah, let it go. She couldn't take care of the baby solo for a work shift. That means she wasn't even fit to be a babysitter. All she had to do was give it 9 to 10 hours. I mean, when I was young, my mother was a 20-hour-a-day job. I mean, I got like 3 hours of sleep every night, except Saturday. And then I slept on a floor on call and got woke up whenever she needed something. And oh hell, that's another thing, is she does get WIC, and the thing is she's been using the WIC to buy her, gourmet vegan food, like at Whole Foods. Well, let it go. I don't think she's going to keep the baby. And once again, Leticia is someone that messes up. And this is what I don't want to put in a video. And then we'll start to talk about me, because this, once again, as I stated before, the problem is dumbass putting herself in a bad position and then going into labor. There might not be any way to find her or get help to her. And that's the issue. She could put herself in jeopardy and the baby. Because, once again, she wants to do everything. And, I learned having to pull some of my own teeth. There is a time to pull your tooth. And there are teeth that, like the one I need out right now, it's not in a place to where I could pull it out myself. Now, once again, this baby might end up in the same situation. And it all end up on TV, just saying. Hello, Jin Jin. Oh yeah, Jin Jin. Actually, we're going to get to me right now, because I was just talking the dark part about Leticia, because her track record on messing everything up is kind of high. And I really kind of expect her to get into labor and be in a bad place and a bad position. Try to not call for help and then realize she needs to call for help, that kind of thing. Oh yeah, Pindar. I mean, it's like my friend Ray. He had the magical capacity to fuck everything that he touched in the universe up. He was a good guy. He was a pathological liar, but it was never about anything important. And that's what me and my friends used to say. Why does he lie? I mean, he tells the truth about everything important. But about little stuff, I mean, just complete with pathologically lying. I still never understand that today. Because, as I told Troy, it's like, you'd think that if he was going to lie, he'd lie about something big. Not just every little bullshit detail. But yes, DC, well, that's my example, DC, of understanding that there will occasionally be something that I am never going to understand. And that's going to be one of them. I'm like, if you're going to lie, why didn't you make it good? And I still don't understand it. And I mean, it was just little bullshit day-to-day stuff that you or I would never fib about. But I guess it was just his way of fleshing out his life. Well, yeah, let it go's right. I mean, now that she skated this 3-day, all she's got to do on a wellness check is say, "I'm fine, officer. Have a nice day." And that would be pretty much it. So, why I said my video I'm going to make in a couple days, all of this laying out the failures of the system and what it brings into her mind. It's going to be informative, but it's not going to be entertaining, and it's not going to be funny. And I'm going to be pretty damn serious during it. It's going to be emotional, Roger, I guess. But honestly, if we could all pee on the system right now that did this, it deserves it. You know, if we could like magically all pee, put it in one cloud, and put it right over that mental health facility. That would be nice. We could pee on them and tell them it's raining. So, I mean, that's kind of where we stand with her, and that's, you know, kind of our 36-minute update. So, you know, we'll just now descend into bullshitting, and if anyone's got questions or comments about it all, you know, we'll flip them out here and there, and because people had asked about me. And today I got this pair of shoes, still got the tag on it. They were $24 at Walmart. So I got my shoes, and I didn't show this on YouTube, but this is the pair of shoes I was wearing. This was given to me at the beginning of the year. And as you can see, they're falling apart. They weren't going to last another couple more walks. Put it that way. And now, unfortunately, the place that had the cheap phone cards, apparently COVID put it out of business. So I didn't get a phone, and that was my only failure. Now, unfortunately, there's only about $60 in my P.O. box. Now, but with the other donations that Nicolina had gotten in the last few days, I got a few $100s worth of stuff. I got, what is it, 36? I got 90 pounds of cat food. I got 36 cans of cat food for summer. I got 20 pounds of hamburger. I got all the stuff to make tacos and chili out of all of the hamburger. I bought rice to add to the taco stuff, so, you know, it will actually stretch even further. Because I'm going to eat so much chili, I got a giant thing of hot sauce. You know, so that way, you know, with all that meat, I will have something. And there's one thing that Walmart has that's unbelievably important. You know those Chef Boyardee pizza kits? Walmart sells the cans of sauce without everything else. And they're $1.18 a can. So I bought 2 cases of those. And figuring it up in the aisle, from that I can make 176 pizza breads. So for $300, I got the cat food, and I got 230 meals. I shit you not. You know, between the hamburger and all of the pizza breads and all the stuff that I can make out of what I got, I can make 230 meals for $30, and I also got the 90 pounds of cat food and the 36 cans of cat food. Let it go. We looked through all of my stuff in the mail, and we could not find it. Now, my helper, she looked through it too, and we could not find it. And I did tell her it was supposed to be there. Now, we will see. Now, I do have some other mail, but every envelope looks like it's identified that we know what it is. So it does not look like it was there. Now, I am going to go tomorrow morning after I get a good sleep. I'm going to go through all of this mail as a part of my chores tomorrow, and we are going to double check. But yeah, I only had about $60 in my P.O. box, and Nicolina, managed to get like 200 and some dollars extra for me to go to the store with. And like I say, I got $300 in items, and I got those 230 meals, the pair of shoes, and the stuff for the cats. And because I went through trying to buy as best as I can. And I think for $300, 230 meals, 90 pounds of cat food, 36 kinds of wet cat food, and a pair of shoes, I think I did damn well. Well, yes, I have a P.O. box. We just went to it today. Oh, but I got to get back to it in October because I have to get my new card from the government by November, and I was kind of expecting it to be in the P.O. box, and it wasn't. But I have to go back into Somerset somehow on October to pay my taxes. Now, for those that aren't buoyed, now, Elvis Travels, our old locale, when he would go on live, he would demand you pay your taxes to him. Yes, and that meant you were supposed to give him money. And he would say, pay your taxes! And everybody hated his guts to no end. Now, there would be trolls that would give him money just to make everyone mad. And we called that the Elvis effect. And we dealt with that in the Boyd forever. And this is why Leticia many times does get money from some people. It's the Elvis Travels effect. And we had Elvis Travels as our main locale until he started striking channels. And he said, 39 copyright strikes incoming! And he struck down 3 channels. YouTube struck him down. He did not become more powerful than he could possibly imagine, and they have been annihilating him like whack-a-mole every time he has showed up since. Well, hi, Dave, but yes, that's basically my update on shopping, and other than phone, I got all of our goals, and it was all done within a 3-hour trip, or thereabout. Yes, Ronnie, I did get your seeds. Trying to think where I set them, but yeah, they should be in a box in the other room. Because I put everything up to where my little furry friends couldn't get into stuff. And oh my God, they were into stuff. And Summer knows, when I go to the store, Summer knows like, you're going to have wet food. And to show you how much of an ass she is, I gave her wet food. She ate it. Now, a little while before the live, she acted like, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So I thought, I'll go ahead and give you another can. She licked the gravy off the top and went on her way. I'm like, you weren't really hungry. You're just shitting me. And yes, and that's what my Shimmer did earlier. Like I say, she kept begging like, I need another can. I need another can. And like I said, she just licked the gravy off the top and left 9/10 of it sitting there. Oh yes, Kentucky. She was very favorite. Well, bud, I don't even know anymore what's my favorite meal. Now, I really can't say that because I've really not got to go to a grocery and cook for myself like I want to. That I do miss. But, I've got, now the cool thing about everything I got, with my seizures, I have, sometimes when my condition is bad, I have to have seizure-friendly food. Everything that I have is seizure-friendly because I make the chili in a crock pot and I make the taco meat in a crock pot. And the pizza breads only take like 5 minutes in the oven. So they don't have to heat up the house much because in 5 minutes they're done. You just toast the bread, throw some pizza sauce on top of it and some cheese, and I bought a few packs of pepperoni to where I can put a couple pepperoni on each pizza bread, and I will have a wonderful meal for almost nothing. Because, now, here's an example. The sauce is like $1.18 a can. It makes 8 pizza breads. So, and you can use hamburger buns as the pizza breads. And those are $1. So, for $2.18, I can get 8 meals and just sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top. You know, like the old-fashioned Chef Boyardee pizza. And that is one reason why I really badly wanted to get to Walmart, so I could do this, so I could stretch out what's available as far as I can. And like I said, I basically, when I put everything in the cabinet, I went through what I can make this into, and I've got 230 meals. And it's kind of weird feeling that. I mean, I got that 20 pounds of hamburger. I've just been looking at it. I really should have put some in the crock pot, but there's that part of me that's like, I don't want to eat it right now. I just want to look at it. Now, we got me some fast food too, some Culver's, so I do have a couple burgers still in the other room. But, you know, I really should have went ahead and put the chili or, you know, some taco meat on. But it's like, I just want it there for a little while before I break into it. Because I have to remind myself is, you have to use it. You just can't hold on to it. Because, you know, after starving, that's a part of the nature. Is you start to want to. In my first time when I started to get better and got my disability, I was holding on to food I didn't need to. Because I just didn't want to, you know, it's like, I'm afraid it was going to be gone. Well, fortunately, Princess Mariposa, I do grow things here what I can. You know, you saw the grapes. You know, you saw the corn. You know, you saw the apples. My peach tree's dead. Damn. Now, where Pindar got me some fresh fruit, there was a few good peaches there, and I'm saving the pits because I'm going to put those in pots and try to sprout new peach trees. I mean, I can't eat any fronted beans because that's what my father abused me with, and I don't miss him. And I have actually thought about being silly. Now, for those that watch Adrastia, you know, no one's pissed on her little brother's grave. But I mean, I'd pee on my father's grave in a minute. So I was thinking about making a mock fundraiser, you know, for me to pee on my own father's grave. Which, like I say, I do it for free. She's saying. You have to do it when no one's looking. Fortunately, it's secluded in the country. Well, yeah, Pindar. I mean, just to be silly, because as you know, urine is 99% water, and most of the time is actually human consumable. So it's no different than rain falling from the sky. Honestly. But yes, that's why I said let's talk about making it into a parody and walking down there sometime. Now, it's a long ass walk, but sometimes, you know, long ass walks are good to do. Well, actually, Kentucky, you were on the way here. You were very close to it. Do you remember the little store, you know, the mom and pop style store? You just make a right there, and it's just down the road a little way. Remember where I told you that spring is? It's probably about a half mile before that spring where I get my water. Well, actually, it's there, Ronnie. It's just I was having to open everything in someone else's car, so everything was put in the bag. So everything is put in one specific bag, and I go through that all tomorrow, and once again, I have it all together, so nothing will be missing. Because, once again, we didn't find Miss Let It Go's letter. Because that was the only thing that I was expecting that I did not see there. And I'm hoping that she and I just missed it. And I'll find that out tomorrow, but I had no sleep last night, and I just had kind of a nap on and off late this afternoon. So I'm going to get a good sleep, well, probably here in about the next hour and a half. Really. I'm not far from bed. I've got 2 cheeseburgers left in there, and after this live, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to heat up one of those cheeseburgers, put the other one in the refrigerator for tomorrow morning. But yes, everything should be there because, once again, since we were in a car seat, I was very careful. And like I say, I got everything in a specific in one bag. A paper one, too. Not these crappy plastic ones that stuff can easily get lost out of. The old-fashioned paper bag. So yes, so I'm hoping that Miss Let It Go's card is in there. I really, 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 really hope. But, I mean, you can't trust the post office. And there was a nice box of snacks and in there too. And someone sent me a flat of water. And I am so glad I had a ride. Because if I had to walk there, there was no way that I was going to be able to carry a flat of water. And that's going to be saved for have-to times. Because I thought it was canned food, and I opened up and it was a case of water. So that's good to have, for, hard times. Like right now, I'm low on water. But I'm still going to save it for when I have to. But I got several bottles of soda for $1 a piece. 2 liters of RC. The favorite Kentucky beverage. And as you can see, I have been partaking. And I like the caffeine. And honestly, I like these shoes. They were a few dollars cheaper. But in reality, looking at how well these are built, they look better than the Nikes. So I'll start wearing these tomorrow around the farm and start breaking them in. And they're higher top. It looks like they got good support. And it looks like they've got a really comfortable inside. And usually all of the insoles immediately come out. But these look like that they're well in there and won't be a problem. Because in all reality, my last 5 pair of Nikes have sucked. Hello, Tara. Hold on, everyone. I think I got a whining kitty at the door because I'm hearing this little voice that's so tiny, pitiful, and pathetic. Is there a kitty at my door? Yes, there is. There's a kitty at my door. Yes, there is. Come on, Richella. I thought it was you. You're in your pathetic, because she hates being separated from me. And Summer's a big girl. Summer don't cry. She tells. But this baby, she's just like a little tiny baby still. September 4th, she'll be a year old. Like a honey. And she said, I miss you, human. She's playing more outside, but when she wants her me, here she is. Honey, baby. Says, I'm almost 1 year old. And an asshole. She'll just slide her ass down. Don't you, kid? Say, I don't want to have no bones now. You don't want to have no bones? Now, in my recent lives, you guys see what I put up with here on a regular basis. I mean, there is very little Roger time. I mean, much, especially this one. It's like, I demand all the attention. All the attention. And then like now, this whole summer, her and her mother keep trying to compete and get on top of me, and it makes it all rather warm. Oh yeah, she loves me to death. Where certain cats, I could get them a good home if I could find it. She has to be with me. There'd be no way she could be happy with anyone but me. But her brother would make a great cat for anyone. He is a little sweetie, but he's a boy. And he spends most of the time outside, and he's never any trouble, and he'll come in now and then and get love just like this baby. And give my poor kitty, she's oh, oh, she grabs my face and tries to pull my mouth to her. Don't you, honey? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, that's what we're doing. I do that with her in summer. Because to see what she wants, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then she'll show me, we're loving. You're right, honey, we're loving. That's what you want to do. But yes, this is my life. You know, for those that, because a lot of you have been tuning in a lot recently, and this is my typical kitty cadence. They come at me just like this, and Summer don't like any of them around, but she still treats her like she's a baby. Even though she's bigger than her mother. Summer is very tiny. Someone the other day thought she was a kitten. And I'm like, no, she's the mommy. But typically after about 9 months, her babies are always bigger than her. And the baby's always bigger than the mommy. Yes, honey. The babies are always bigger than the mommy. Isn't it right, you boneless little cat? Isn't it right? Yes, it is, boneless. Fresh, boneless cat. You're right, honey. Fresh, boneless kitty. Kitty got no bones. Yes, you do. Kitty got no bones. You don't got a bone in your body. Says, nope, got no bones. So I need your face. Well, her brother's an angel, and not half as much a brat as she is. Aren't you, honey? Sound be just like my mommy. And she is too. Where Summer attacks the other cats because she don't want them in the house, she's starting to do the same thing. Aren't you? You're becoming a chip off the mommy. And right now in her lap, I mean, it's a little warm in here, but it was comfortable with her out, not in my lap. But oh my God, I'm starting to sweat. Aren't I? You're making me sweat. You're making me sweat. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh, it says pet me, damn it. Drink a hand. Says I'm petting myself. I'm petting myself. Don't pet yourself. Don't pet yourself. Don't pet yourself. Don't pet yourself. Yes, don't pet yourself. Don't pet yourself. Well, I guess we're having the kitty part of our program. Yes, I guess we're having the kitty part of our program. We'll see if Leticia ever reared her Leticia head. Nope, just her salad bowl, I believe. I love you. I love you. Yeah, she had her salad 2 hours ago, over 2 hours ago, and she got 1K view on her salads now. I love you, little kitty. Stop showing your butt to the camera. She's saying. Welcome to my life. And I'll get back to chat here in a moment, but evidently, I stopped petting her for an instant problem, and it caused a problem, didn't it? It says, you stop petting me. Start petting me again. Now, I mean, how do you sell this no? Because she doesn't want anything. She had just a... Remember that can of food that Summer didn't eat? I gave the rest to her. She didn't want anything. She just wants love. She wants emotional thing and not physical thing. And I'll never chastise her for wanting to be loved on. Well, Kentucky, you remember the McCoys down there? a couple of the McCoy girls asked me to work with their young cats. And it's been years, but there's been a few times that they've asked me to go down there and play with kitties when they're tiny. Because they acclimate better. Because a lot of it is how I treat my animals. Don't know, honey, it's how I treat my animals. Honey, can I like do a YouTube live and stuff? Now, see, Summer, she helps. You know, I can display her. She'll become a part of the show. This child, it's like I am the interrupter of the show. Aren't you? You're very interrupty. You got out of her system now? God, she's hot too. I want to lose this shirt so bad. My neck is starting to sweat. I mean, I was in the sun today and not sweating. But the house is a little, because we're supposed to have some rain tomorrow. 40% chance, and I need it. So it's getting a little more humid. And this hot kitty in my lap is just not helping. Oh, Tara, you have no idea. Now, you have fans where you live. UK sports here is a cult. I'm not kidding. A literal cult. I call it the cult of UK. Now, I am not a member of the cult of UK. But you see, around here, it is bad. But everyone's life is so wrapped up in this college basketball team, everything around you can be hell. But as long as UK's winning, they actually just go around here like they're on cloud nine. Now, if UK, honey, you're about to knock the phone over. It and win, and you know it's like Casey at bat in Mudville. You know when Casey struck out, and there's a palatable depression. And now old Jimbo, he's a part of the UK cult. I, however, am not. And my kitty has no idea what it even is. Now, the people from one part of the state, from towards Louisville, are Cardinals fans. And here they could be assaulted for being a Cardinals fan. Now, Kentucky here right now in chat knows exactly what I'm talking about, and everyone else is probably looking at me like, what in the hell is he talking about? And is he off of his mind? And no, I am not. It's just extremely hard to explain the local basketball religion because it's not really a sport. It's the local basketball religion. Yes, I got a small one right here. I just tried not to run it during the live because of the background noise. And I've got a larger one in the bedroom. And this is the one that I just take kind of from room to room because I do have 3 bedrooms. And in reality, I just really need this kitty to go over here and lay on the shelf and not lay on me. Because usually the cats learn, it's hot, don't lay on him. And then when it's cool and the weather cools off, they lay on me again. She can't help herself. She has to lay on me. It's her defining feature. She grabs on, honey, you're about to knock over the live. I love you, but. Now you want to go over there, honey? You can go lay on my book. You can, honey, you can go lay on my book, sweetie. Why don't you go over there for a little bit, honey? She's thinking. What are you thinking? She says, I think I'm going to get back in your lap. And this is what I have to deal with. You know, I have to kind of like a kid try to coax her into, you know, going over there. And most of the time when I do, she runs right back in my lap. Well, Montressa, I used to have one of those that did that. Until she fell and then hung from my head one night. And then after that, I would no longer allow her that position. Oh, she found the burger wrapper. Where I had my last burger over here, I hadn't picked up the wrapper off the table, and she's smelling where the cheese is on it. So now she's going to try to chew on the wrapper where, you know, the melted cheese sticks to the burger wrapper. Yeah, she's over here, so if you hear strange noises, you know, she's got my burger wrapper over here, and there's like a last bite of burger. Now she just took that last bite of burger. Because when I had that earlier, my stomach couldn't fit. Literally, I couldn't fit the last bite. My stomach's gotten so small. So she just now got that last bite of burger and took it to the other side of the room to eat. My little brat. Well, good night, Rachel. Or hello, Rachel. Or whoever is saying good night. Oh, now I am tired myself. And it's midnight, and I've been hunting an hour. Now, I thought I'd be a little bit more awake, but I'm getting tired again. And we'll check to see if the evil Leticia has Leticia-tized. Now, it's midnight, and we've not heard from her. And I really kind of expected alive. So, she's either back in that parking lot she got busted in, or she's traveling. And I'd put about even money each, because there is something about Arkansas for her that is like a moth to the flame. And I really can't tell you what that is, but I think about it. Now, anybody have any questions or comments or any subjects we want to talk about? Because, you know, we kind of covered me, and Leticia hasn't come on, and if she don't hear in about the next 20 minutes, I'm going to get off here, have a burger, and go to bed. And then get up tomorrow and resume working in my life. Oh yes, Pindar, it's very good. And the cool thing with that one, you can refreeze it. And that's what I did. You know, I had some yesterday and the day before. Well, yeah, the day before. I say my brain is just kind of, you know, since I've been sleeping so little, it's like my life is running together. Right now, I couldn't tell you exactly what I just realized I couldn't tell you exactly what I did what day now. So I can see that right now, my mind is kind of running to the end. You know, where I seem coherent to you right now, I can see that I am running to the end of my functionality and need actual sleep bad. Well, I didn't know that red velvet cake, you could refreeze it. So, you know, I had some pieces of it, and I put it back in the freezer for the future. Because generally, I don't eat much rich stuff, and sometimes something rich is really good, and it's there in the freezer for when I want the other half. So that worked out well. And now, for the record, I can eat about a half of a big watermelon myself at a time, on a good day. But I saved that little watermelon as breakfast for this morning, and it was very good. And everything that they brought was actually at perfection ripe. So that's why I have to kind of eat it quickly. And they've got those little tomatoes. I'm going to cut those up, and I'm going to put those on the burgers. And that Vidalia onion dressing, I saved that because I think I can make something really good with it. It's onion and tomato based, to where we just thought it was like a sweet onion dressing like an Italian. It's onion and tomato based. So what I'm going to do is take those hamburger patties and get some extra pepper slices to cut up from the local garden, because I'm sure they'll give me a pepper. You know, it's just a pepper, and I'm going to make it into Swiss steak. And I think that will be great. And that dressing will be perfect. It's a dressing marinade, so it will be perfect to use as the base to make Swiss steak out of. Hello, Smelly. Well, it looks great. It looks like it'd be great on a salad, but it'd be more like a tomato vinaigrette with, kind of a sweet onion flavor. And that's why I was saying it will make a great Swiss steak. All I got to do is just add some extra spices, as I'm cooking it, and it will make an amazing meal. And that's what I'm going to do with some of those hamburger patties. I could probably do it to about 6 of them with the amount that I've got of dressing. And that will be really, really good. Because as getting most of my stuff from the dollar store, I don't get much variety. And that was a rare thing my mother used to make. So like I say, it'll be something nice for me. I can add some beef bouillon to the sauce and add a few extra Italian spices to it and add a little bit of green pepper, and it will just be perfect. Because one thing I am is a very good cook, and one thing I can do is smell stuff and then kind of understand what it's going to taste like when you're done with it. Now, 19 out of 20 times it works real well, but one time out of 20 you think, what have I done? And then you put it outside for the animals. Hello, Hunter. So, but I know that that's going to be delicious. Now, remember what I talked about Pindar is I don't really know what to make first. Fortunately I have those burgers today, but the pizza breads only take about 5 minutes to cook. So it's quick and it's easy, and I'm going to have 176 of them. So I won't run out. Now, I am starting to get hungry now. Now, I am tired, oh God. If I want to look how I feel, it's like this. This is how I feel. But, once again, I learned, especially working second shift, you have to keep alert. So, I've learned to put fatigue aside and do my job. When I worked on the perfume lines, we worked 4 10-hour days. And I had to be there an hour early to get placed on the line. And it took the plant was so big, it took about 30 minutes to get from where I worked to your car. Not kidding. It actually took longer to work to the car than it did to drive home. Well, Pindar, my ex-girlfriend was Italian. The absolute positive psycho. Just saying. Now, I did learn a lot from her, with her bipolar that she was hiding. And she was worse bipolar than the people we talk about on YouTube. But it didn't become that, evident to me until the breakup. Well, thank you, Ash. Now, I'm getting, she had her bite of burger, and now she's come. Now look, you see how she is right now. She's a little different. This is going to sleep Richella. Now, her intent at this point now is to get on top of me and go to sleep. And it's warm in here, and she's unbelievably hot. And I will entertain her up to a point. But this is what she's doing. Like I say, now she's all, and all it took was this much of a burger, and apparently it's just made her into a big sleepy baby. Big sleepy baby. Says, yes, I'm big sleepy baby. I am now in your lap and I am going to sleep. And this is my life. Now, after this live, I'm going to smoke a bowl and I'm going to let this cat take a nap in my lap. Then I'm going to get up and get myself a burger, and I'll give her a bite of cheese off of the wrapper to kind of incite her into being happy that she was moved. Now she's taking her claws and doing this to me because she's trying to get me to pet her. And she'll poke at me with her claws until I pet her. Will you please stop that, honey? It hurts. She's right in my bare legs. I love you, but can we not do that? But she'll do that until I pet her. I mean, she's got me trained on that. Come up here, Boneless. Yes, come up here, Boneless. Says I'm sliding down. Like I say, see, she's just totally boneless. Now, I'm going to get out of here because, to be honest, this cat ain't going to let me do YouTube. I mean, it's not. I mean, this is like children. You know, my child evidently has the need for attention. Is that what you wanted? My face closer? Says, yes, I wanted your face closer. Now, see, she does that, tries to roll off, and then I gotta, okay, you okay, Boneless? You okay? You're not? Says, yes, I am. Says, that was Hella's kitten. There is a wild cat on the back of my dresser with, asshole. She grabs with her claws, too. So, I mean, feel free to laugh at me. I mean, fine. Just completely laugh at me. Well, good night, Pindar, and thank you very much. Yeah, like I said, as soon as I get done dealing with my child, I'm going to go to bed, too. After a small meal. But you see her, she's got her head. Now it's sleep time. And I'm going to have to hold my baby, and my baby's going to take a nap. I'm going to smoke a bowl. It's just, as soon as I hit that off button, I'm grabbing my shirt and taking it off because she has me sweating. Now, everyone, thank you for coming and hanging out for me with Kitty Talk. And I'm going to sit here and hold my baby. I love you, baby. Now, everyone, laugh at me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Wait, you grabbing at me? Are you gonna? Do you want to push the button? You push the button?